welcome to another episode of the super awesome Game Review Show. I'm your host, Nick Silvano, back yet again for another game review video. I know it's been a while, again, it's always been a while, but hey, quite honestly, it took me a while to actually finish this game, and then it took me even longer to get to this, to this part here, because I got things to do, you know. I'd like to do this more often, but shit happens, you know. Anyway, today's game reviewing is none other than Tokyo Mirage Sessions for the Wii U. That is right, there is an actual other RPG that came out for the Wii U. Can you believe it? I'm just as shocked as you are. But anyway, you start the game as, let's see if I can get this name right, Isuke Oi. I think I said that right, or whatever. Who goes to meet his friend Toma. Pretty sure I said that right too. Who are also going to go meet their friend Tsubasa. Did I say that right too? I don't fucking know. I don't speak Japanese names or anything like that. Who is trying out to audition to be like her hero, to be the next big Japanese pop star, or idols as they call them in this game. Anyway, turns out that the host of the event seems to be possessed by something called a mirage and drags her into the idolosphere, and Itsuki, I think I said that right that time, Isuke goes into this idolosphere place to find his friend, where he meets Chrom, who turns out, yes, the Chrom from Fire Emblem, and also Seda, and they team up with both Isuke and Tsubasa to fight off the evil demon ghost, or whatever, called Mirages. Of course, they find out Toma has already been part of this for quite some time now, and they join an agency that not only makes pop stars and Japanese idols, but also fights these ghosts in secret. So yes, the characters have to not only learn how to be super awesome, popular Japanese idols, but they also have to fight mirages. Yes, I'm not making any of this up. This is the actual plot of the game, I swear. Tokyo Mirage Sessions takes various elements from Shin Megami Tensei and Fire Emblem and mixed together to create its own spin on the RPG genre. It uses these ideas and adds their own unique battle system to the story. Battles are turn-based with a max of 3 characters in battle. However, as you progress and more characters enter the story, you can switch out characters mid-battle to strategize how you want the battle to play out. I think when people first heard about this Shin Megami Tensei and Fire Emblem crossover event thing happening, I think people had a different idea of what was actually going to come out of this game. I thought people probably thought you were going to get like Shin Megami Tensei characters and they were going to fight in the style of Fire Emblem, and they're going to team up with the Fire Emblem world somehow. And, well, that's actually not what happened at all. Apparently it was just like, you know, their own made-up characters, like, you know, kind of in the Shin Megami Tensei style. You know, they're kids or whatever. They're teenagers, barely legal teenagers who, you know, go out there and fight like the evils of the world. They just happen to be kind of paired up or possessed by like characters who are actually from the Fire Emblem universe. So I think people were expecting, I don't know what people were expecting, I think they're expecting more of a Fire Emblem type battle system, and that's actually not what happened here, because the game, believe it or not, came up with its own battle system. The system continues to evolve as you play. The session system is a chain attack used in battle. If your character hits an enemy with a weakness, it begins a session where other characters will continue to jump in and carry on the attack. So yeah, that's basically like how the battle system goes, so like that. And like when it first starts, you know, you think, it's not really special about this. It's whatever. You got the three characters, 2 to 3 characters at a time, something like that. It's not working out too well, whatever. But as you play, you know, you can add new things. So like this, you get the session chains, and then you get like the team up attacks, which is really cool, and that adds more to the whole battle system. Like what happens is as you play through the game and stuff, you progress and do some of the side quests or whatever. You get like these specific character team up things that happen like mid battles, pretty much by random chance or whatever. But what happens is when you do that, they do like this mass attack that attacks the whole field, and they have like special effects. Like they'll like poison some of the enemies, or they'll kind of make them confused or charmed, or they'll heal the party, or even in some parts even like resurrect like knocked out characters and stuff like that, which I think is pretty cool. So yeah, they basically took this battle system and they made it their own. They took like the things from Two Worlds and put this unique battle system in there that I pretty much think worked out pretty well.
Battling enemies nets you Performa, which you can use to get new weapons, abilities, new moves, and performances.
So yeah, more or less that's how you get like new weapons and in some cases new abilities and moves and like, what do you call them? Like, you know, like, I don't want to say effects, what the hell I can't even think of the word right now. You know, status buffs or stuff like that. You know, this way maybe you're immune to poison or immune to sleep, or you do the move where like you do the thing where it's called like backup performance, whatever, and that's what allows you to like characters not in the immediate battle to be part of the session. Like each throw in like their own move, and that's how you get like the long chain sessions and stuff like that. So that's how you get things like that, and you get weapons and things like that. Those are also that's how you get new weapons, and the new weapons also give you like new moves and stuff that you can learn and things. And like as you get weapons, you learn new moves, and they go into like you have like these slots. The only problem is, and I kind of like the fact that they did this, is like sometimes when the move list gets full, you have to like take out certain moves to put new ones in. Now some moves are just like they increase, or you get like a more powerful version of it. Sometimes it's like you gotta have a move. You gotta figure, do I really need this move on this character, or can I ignore it, or like what do I not need anymore that I can put in its place and stuff like that. I wasn't like a big fan of that. I thought it'd be cool if you can just keep adding moves, and then maybe you can like interchange them like later on. But no, like sometimes you had to lose moves, and there were like weapons that eventually gave you newer moves, again, or gave the moves back and things like that. But I don't know. I thought they could have like not did that. But you know, that's pretty much more or less, I guess, how it works in either Fire Emblem or Shin Megami Tensei. I don't remember. I've never really. I played a Shin Megami Tensei game, but I haven't got as far in that game as I have in either a Fire Emblem game or this one here, so.
Dungeons in this game are referred to as idle spheres, and are mostly puzzle-based. Some puzzles are piss easy, while some others, while not particularly difficult, can get a bit tedious and frustrating.
Yeah, so they're more or less kind of straightforward, these dungeons and like that. The only problem I seem to have with this is like there's only so many of them, and you will go back to certain ones multiple times, either as part of side quest or part of the overall story, which will make you actually go into the dungeon more than one time. It's like, oh, we gotta go back, something like that. And in some cases, you actually have to leave to do something before you come back and finish it. That was like a really weird fucking thing that you had to do. It's like, we better go back. We can't go any further yet. We gotta go learn to do something else before we can go and finish off this boss or something like that. Yes, that's a thing that actually happens. I don't know how to describe it, but yeah, it's more or less what happens there and stuff like that. But I think like the good part is like you can leave and come back at any time. Like you unlock like these warp zones in the dungeon, so if you want to go back and like heal yourself or buy new items or stuff like that, or upgrade the weapons or stuff like that, it's kind of cool that allows you to do that. I think it kind of takes away some of the challenge of the game, but believe it or not, like I think the challenge was more in like the bosses instead of like the levels themselves, because like the bosses in this game I felt were like a pain in the fucking ass. You gotta find out what they're weak to and stuff like that. What kind of strategy would be best to fight them. I think like where the boss fights are is like where you really learn to strategize the game, and you gotta find out, hey, can I poison this enemy? Will that help? Can I paralyze an enemy? Will it help? Because you can do that with some of the bosses. They are weak to these things like that. But some bosses, you know, took me more tries than others. I think like the chapter 2 boss, oh god, I fucking hate that guy. I think that was the worst boss I've ever had to fight in the whole game. It's the one that took me the most tries to figure out how to beat this fucking thing. And then even by then, I think I got lucky at one point. But anyway, yeah, it was a pain in the ass. But that's not too bad. It's kind of fun and satisfying when you finally figure out how to kill this thing, and you're like, yeah.
Tokyo Mirage Sessions is a pretty decent game as far as JRPGs go. It doesn't do anything revolutionary or follow any tropes that you haven't already seen before, but it has its moments.
So yeah, it's kind of it's a fun game. It does like the RPG thing justice. You got your goofy characters in the JRPG style, you know, and stuff like that. So that's all there if you like things like that. They have like impossible weird ass moves, and they can do all these weird things together and stuff like that, and they all learn something from each other. Oh, they all become good friends in the end, and it's all happiness and rainbows and love and Japanese pop music and stuff like that. Yay! Just really, this is the game.
RPGs are extremely rare on the Wii U, so if you happen to have a Wii U and want to play a decent RPG, it's not a bad way to go.
So yes, if you still, like I always say, if you're still one of the few people actually still owns a Wii U or still buys games or whatever, and you want to play like a decent bare bones type of RPG that you can kind of just mindlessly have fun with, this is definitely a way to go. I don't think it's gonna be one of those rare games that's hard to find. Like Nintendo barely put it out. They barely advertised the damn thing because Nintendo advertised. What's that? But anyway, yeah. I mean, it's like I said, it's not gonna be a very hard game to find. You can find anywhere and stuff like that. It's pretty decent. You have a lot of fun with it. I thought it was kind of a goofy game. You know, it's kind of weird. Like, I'm playing this game thinking, what the fuck is going on here? And stuff like that. You know, like I said, you're basically like a bunch of teenagers trying to be Japanese pop idols, or, yeah, Japanese pop idols, stuff like that. And it's even complete with animated music videos, like anime music videos. If you do certain side quests or finish certain chapters, like, oh, they learned something, and they incorporate what they learned into the music video that you watched right now, and oh, all the life lessons they learned from battling evil ghosts trying to take over Japan. It's all subtext and it goes in there and stuff like that. It's weird, so I don't know what to say about that. But yeah, it's basically based on real life locations in Japan, Tokyo, Japan, stuff like that. They may have renamed a few things because, you know, I don't know, copyright issues, something like that. Maybe they kept the real names in Japanese, but they slightly adjusted them here in when it came to the States. But I don't know about that because the game has no English language whatsoever. It's all Japanese subtitles. Which, it doesn't bother me. It's kind of like it kind of keeps it a little bit authentic and stuff like that. Like, a lot of people, you don't think they spend most of their lives in Japan, so why they speak English and stuff like that. But yeah, it's kind of fun like that. The map is kind of limited. You only go to a couple of certain places, and like I said, like, there's dungeons everywhere, but after a while, you know, it's just like, they start to kind of get repetitive, stuff like that. But, you know, I don't think, it's kind of hard to find a game that doesn't get repetitive at one point, or whatever, but, you know, stuff like that. The music was kind of forgettable, actually. I don't remember much of the music in this game. I'm like, yeah, it has some fun moments, but like, as the point of this review, I'm thinking like, I don't remember anything that actually stood out music-wise in this game. So I don't know, but you know, like I said, it's pretty neat, and the battle system was okay. Once you get the hang of it and learn all the nuances and how to like adjust things, it gets pretty fun. You're thinking like, yeah, I'm gonna kick this thing's ass now and stuff like that. So yeah, it's not really such a bad game. I don't think it's gonna do too well because it came so like late in the Wii U's lifespan. I think like Nintendo is kind of banking on the fact that hopefully by the time this game comes out, the Wii U has built enough momentum that it might do a little better. But no, that's not happening. But honestly, I think a game like this probably would only do average on any system because it's still a niche. A game like this is on like PS4 or who am I kidding? PS4. Like, it'd probably sell like the same amount, maybe a bit more because it's on PS4 and it has a bigger install base. But at the same time, it's like, it's just one of those games that a lot of people are going to be looking forward to. Only like that niche audience, that small cult following audience who likes things like this. So if you're part of that, you should definitely check it out. And I don't know, maybe they'll like release like a remastered version on the NX if that thing ever actually exists. I don't think it does, but whatever. But I hope it does well enough that they actually come up with some type of sequel to this game. I really do. I think it was a good series to start. It's really neat, and I hope they continue it in some fashion. New characters, something like that. Maybe they do the opposite. Maybe they do like what is it? Maybe they do Fire Emblem. Like, they're in the Fire Emblem world, and now you got the characters from like Shin Megami Tensei or whatever, like that's character type coming into the world and do it that way. I don't know, and maybe they'll put like the Fire Emblem battle system, but I don't know. It wasn't really meant to be a strategy type game. It was basically just like its own game with guest characters and monsters from both series and stuff like that. So I guess it wasn't that bad. I would go ahead and give it a B. It was a pretty decent game. It's like nothing that's going to blow your mind, stuff like that. But like I said, mindless, fun. Some parts are funny as hell and you laugh your ass off. Other parts you're like, I can't believe I'm fucking doing this, but whatever. So yeah, pretty decent game. And this has been another episode of the Super Awesome Game Review Show. I will see you guys next time. Hopefully not too long, but let's face it, it'll probably be another couple months before I actually get around doing something like this. But until then, I'll see you around.